Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a good day as always. Thanks for tuning in to episode 4 of Miss K Teaches Math. All right, guys, today what we are going to be doing though is first we are going to play Kahoot. After we do our Kahoot though, we are going to take some notes. So you do need your notebooks, you do need a pencil, you do need a calculator. All right, guys, let's do it.
Miss K, I'm ready to play Kahoot.
All right, guys, I hope you are doing well. What I would like to do today, though, is to use this time to review our systems and using elimination. I just want to make sure that you understand how to cancel out terms, make sure that they are lined up and what that means. And then again, how do you know what number you should be multiplying some of those equations by? So that's what we'll take a look at today. So again, what we know about elimination is that we're looking to cancel out a term. So for example, remember what we saw. Let's say we have the system 3x minus y is equal to 9 and 2x plus y is equal to 1. We can see right away that our negative y and our positive y are going to cancel. However, in the last lesson, what I talked to you guys about though was that there are times where we're going to have to take some extra steps, and that's again what I want to review. So one of the things that we want to review is just making sure that terms are lined up. So for example, y is equal to x plus 2 and x plus y is equal to 6. So typically, remember, we want x and y on the same side. And what you're going to notice here is that they're not. So you are going to have to do some moving. All right, if it helps, you can rewrite this so you can see it. X plus 2. And then again, kind of remember though, the goal is to get them on the same side. So we're going to keep that y where it is. So y does not move. But we want to move x to the other side. And remember, anytime we move something to the other side, we're going to do the opposite. So in this case, I have that positive x. I'm going to do minus x on both sides. All right, and that's going to give me minus x. So again, take the sign. Here I have a positive y. So we're going to show that with that plus sign. And then is equal to 2. And the reason why I wanted to put that x first is because if you take a look at that second equation here, x is first here. And we want to make sure that they line up. So this problem can be rewritten as negative x plus y is equal to 2. So that's the top one. The bottom one I'm going to keep the same. X plus y is equal to 6. So again, make sure that everything is lined up. So x's right here. Make sure y's are lined up right here. Make sure equal signs are lined up. And then likewise, make sure numbers are lined up. Once everything is lined up, that's when you guys can go ahead and cancel out those terms. So for example, we might cancel out that. And then remember, we're combining, so that big adding problem. Y plus y is going to be 2y. 2 plus 6 is going to be 8. And then like we did before, you're going to go ahead and solve for y, in this case 4. And then remember, the second part of that is plugging this new answer we got into one of those problems. So again, you can plug into your original here, or here. You can also plug into your newly rewritten one, and you'll get that same answer. So, again, up to you, personal choice. I'm going to go ahead and go with the first one. Let's just do y is equal to x plus 2. So I have y right here. So 4 is equal to x plus 2. And then again, goal this time is to get x by itself. So x needs to stay. The 2 is what's going to have to move, so opposite, minus 2 from both sides. So 2 is equal to x. So final answer here, remember we read it as at x and y point. You would have 2 and 4 as your ordered pair here. Let's go ahead and do this problem. Let's say we have 4x plus 3y is equal to 15. And we have 2x minus 5y is equal to 1. All right, so again, first thing, make sure everything lines up. X and x, we're good. Y and y, we're good. Number and number, we're good. And then even that equal sign though, equal sign and equal sign. So everything is ready to go. So we're ready to use elimination. Okay, from here though, you have to determine what do you want to cancel out. Do you want to cancel out your x's? Or do you want to cancel out your y's? And again, that's going to be up to you. But what I usually do is I take a look at what numbers I have, and then I kind of see what do they have in common. So for example, this one right here, I have 4x and 2x. Hopefully you guys would agree that I can make these both into 4x. So that's what I'm going to cancel out. So the x is here. Now, please be careful though, because remember we're looking for opposite signs. For example, if I had 4x and 4x, this is a big adding problem. This would not cancel because 4x plus 4x, if I have 4 x-ray machines plus 4 x-ray machines, that would give me 8x. So remember, what's going to be important is to cancel something out, they have to have opposite signs. So look for that. So opposite signs. That is going to be important. So they have to have opposite signs to cancel out, because positive 4x minus 4x leaves me with no x's. So again, look for opposite signs. So in this case here, if I am going to be changing the second equation, and I'm going to turn it into 4, I do know I have to multiply by 2. But be careful, because look, this is a positive 4 here. So to cancel out with a positive 4, we need to make sure that this is going to become a negative 4. So in this case, you're going to want to multiply by a negative 2. So some of these problems are going to have you thinking ahead. So be very cautious about that. All right, let's rewrite this. First problem did not change. So 4x plus 3y is equal to 15. Second problem is changing though. And remember what's happening is we are going to distribute this to everything. So this would become negative 4x. Negative 2 times negative 5. So again, take that sign, is going to become positive 10y. And then negative 2 times positive 1 is going to be negative 2. All right, now you'll notice again here, 4x and negative 4x are going to cancel because they are opposite in sign. Remember, you have a big adding problem. So we have 3y plus 10y, so 13y, is equal to 15 plus negative 2, so 13. Go ahead and solve for y. Y is equal to 1. And then again, you would plug that back in to figure out what your x is. When you do that, what you'll end up with is x is equal to 3. And so final answer, we can again write that as that ordered pair, 3 and 1. All right, this is an example where you would have to not only multiply one equation, but both. And again, for those of you who are looking to challenge yourself a little bit more, in a case like this, what you can do is figure out first if your terms are lined up, x's are, y's are, equal signs are, and numbers, so you're good to go. Figure out which term you would like to cancel. So I'm going to say for this one, if you are following along, go ahead and cancel out x's here. Figure out what you would have to multiply each one by, and then check your answer in a second. Alright, so if you're canceling out x's, you don't have to do it exactly like I did, but I multiplied the top by 4, which allowed me to get 20x here. What's going to be important though is remember we need it to be opposite. So the opposite of 20x would be negative 20x, meaning that you should have multiplied by a negative 5 though. So negative 5 would give you negative 20x on the bottom. Alright, that would cancel out x's, and then again you're left with a big plus sign. Alright, when you solve for y here, you're going to end up getting negative 4. And again, just watch that sign though. Remember, negative divided by positive is going to be negative. But you are going to see if you drop that sign, it is going to change that answer. So just be cautious. Alright, remember here what you're doing to solve for x is you need to move the 12 so x does not move. Do the opposite. And again, watch your signs here. Final answer for x should end up being negative 2. So negative 2, negative 4 would be final answer. Alright guys, so again, what's going to be important is just making sure that you're watching your signs. So again, notice that if you do miss that sign, it does change your answer. Make sure you are able to line up your terms, meaning x's, y's, numbers, and equal signs are all lined up. And then again, practice making sure that you understand what number to multiply to change that equation. Remember, we're looking for the opposite sign to cancel them out. And if you're looking to challenge yourself, try problems like this to see if you're able to change both of them so that they cancel out correctly. Alright, so hopefully you guys remember this. This was that word problem paper that you guys did. And these were our word problems for our systems. And if you guys remember, I gave you a hard time because I told you very specifically that we're looking for how many equations? And again, the answer was 2. So remember, I was looking for 2. These are the problems that we were comparing two things. So for example, our first one, we talked about Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. Where we left off though was we just set them up. We didn't solve them. But now the idea is the same. We know that these problems are going to be adding problems. You'll notice that we have a negative y and a positive y right there. And so they are going to cancel out. Be cautious here though, because again, here I have x plus x. So it's not just x, there's 2 of them. I have one x here plus another x here. So 2x is equal to 156. You would do that math, and then you would end up getting x is equal to 78. And then again, what we know is that we would plug that back into one of our equations to figure out the second one. So 78 minus y is equal to 1, let's say. Alright, if you chose this first one, I'm going to tell you guys, be careful. Notice that negative y. Remember, y does not move, that's going to stay. We're going to move the 78 to the other side. So opposite, right now it is positive. So we're going to do the opposite, which is subtract 78 from both sides. This cancels. And you're left with, bring down the sign, guys. Negative y is equal to negative 77. Alright, we talked a lot about this. Remember, to get rid of this invisible negative 1 here, we do want to divide by that negative 1. So that cancels out. And on this side, we get y is equal to 77 here. So we know that Bernie Sanders here would be 78, and then Joe Biden is right behind him. He is 77. So again, with those systems, we can figure out those numbers.
That's it for our lesson today. If you guys have any positive things to say, make sure to comment them below. If you guys have any questions or confused about the lesson, make sure to email me. Alright guys, and if you like what you saw today, make sure to hit that like button down below. Alright, I will see you guys soon. Have a wonderful spring break. Stay safe guys, and that's it. Alright, bye guys.